Hello guys, we are back with our next lecture. In this lecture, let us go through unit testing, guys. So basically in our previous lecture, I just gave you some introduction, right? So what is unit testing, guys? So unit testing is a type of testing which is applied on a module, you can say, or on the smallest unit of the program. So the smallest unit of the program, we'll be calling them as modules, guys. Okay, so on individual modules, if there are 10 modules, on 10 modules we'll be individually doing this unit testing. Okay, so unit testing usually refers to the process of testing the small units or modules of the entire system. Okay, this process usually exposes the bugs existing in the control path located internally to a given unit. So basically if you test this unit, what bugs will you be getting, guys? You'll be getting which are inside this only, right? So whatever the code is inside it, if there are any bugs or issues, those you can identify and those you can rectify, right? So that is the main goal of unit testing, guys. Unit testing when carried out simultaneously on multiple units at the same time. So basically if you are doing unit testing, is it dependent on one another, guys? No. So each and everything is individual. So you can perform unit testing at a time on multiple also. Okay, so let us take a small example. So this is a small unit. So we wrote a definition for divide, guys. So divider, that's nothing but it's dividing a by b and returning the value. So a small unit of code can be tested if it returns correct value successfully, else tweaks are done and testing is done again and again. So basically you will be just removing the bugs, guys, to be clear, or errors, you can say. Okay, so if you ask me to draw the flow chart for unit testing, it will be in this way, guys. So initially before starting the unit testing itself, you will be writing the test cases, guys. You will be adding some test cases. So then you will be running the test cases, and if it fails, you will be making some changes. Okay, if it passes, you will be adding one more test case and you'll be checking. This loop continues. If it fails, you will run the unit test, you'll make changes. If it fails, you will make change and you'll test again. So if it again fails, you will make the change again. So and this loop continues. Okay, if this is true, it passes, it will come back and it will add new test cases and this loop continues. So basically here we are adding test cases, testing them. If it passes, the next test case. If it fails, you will be changing some things and you'll be retesting it. And if it giving some bugs, again you'll be retweaking it. So like that. Okay, so you might be having a question that, okay, now we got some idea about unit testing. So are there any benefits or advantages? So there are many advantages, guys. It is removing your bugs, right? So what else you want? So making code practice more agile and computer intensive. Okay, so improves the quality of the code. So basically it improves the quality of the code, helps in finding software bugs earlyly. Okay, so facilitates the changes and simple integration. So integration will also be simple. Okay, makes debugging easier and tweaks can be done quicker. Okay, helps in creating best software design and reduces the testing cost. So basically unit testing is done when they are writing the code itself, guys. Like when you write a particular module, you will be testing in with some limited things. So that is also comes under unit test. Okay, so now let us go through what are the targets of testing, unit testing. So the points might be repeating, guys. The benefits and the targets will be the same, right? Yes. Module interface testing. So it ensures that module, I told you module is nothing but the smallest unit. So that will be testing it. So ensures that information flow properly into and out of the module. So I told you what you will be giving, guys. You'll be giving the input and you'll be expecting the output. So these input and output should match according to your requirements, right? Yes. So that is what the testing will be done for. So local data structure. So ensures that data stored temporarily maintains it integrity during all the steps in the algorithm execution. Okay, so you will be checking according to the local data structure, what data structure you are using, all the values are matching or not, is there any tweaks in the structure, is there any issues like that. So you'll be checking everything, guys. Okay, so boundary condition testing. So basically for loops, so whenever even I code, sometimes I'll be getting confused. So if I start from 0, should I continue till greater than or equal to 10 or only greater than 10 to print 10 numbers? So most of us will be getting confused, right? Okay, so these are nothing but loop boundaries, guys. So at the end where you are ending, so for these things you should manually check. Like once give greater than 10, after that give greater than or equal to 10, which is better performance or which is your requirement. So you'll be continuing with that. So in that way you will be testing those kind of things. So independent path testing. So basically there will be multiple paths for a program, guys. So whenever there is a particular decision, then there are multiple paths. With a single decision we'll be getting 2 different paths. With 2 decisions we'll be getting 4 different paths. Guys, we'll be discussing about these paths also, I think, in our future lectures. Okay, so don't worry about that. Okay, so error handling, path testing. So based on this path testing, you'll be handling the errors also. Okay, so I hope everyone got some basic idea about unit testing, right? Okay, so in the next lecture, we'll be going through integration testing, guys. Okay, so let us meet in the next lecture. Thank you. Thanks for watching.